Hey guys, what's up? Christy Lee here, and welcome to Doug's Cars.
Hey y'all, welcome back to Doug's Cars. It's time, it's actually Concours Day, and we are about to walk in and see what is going on here at the Amelia Concours. Stay tuned for some awesomeness. Oh, it's just before 9:30, and the main field has got a lot of people in, but I'm walking over to this beautiful Hemi Challenger that I saw the other night because it deserves another look. This one, we were at the hangar event the other night, and this was there. It's all original tires, everything. It's absolutely fantastic. 1970. It's got the crocodile top, which is beautiful, and the houndstooth interior. And look at this. You've got to come just to see this beautiful course that we're on here. Ah, so nice. Ooh, fancy long roof Porsche. I like. Long roof Porsches are fantastic. They're just. You like this one? I take it.
Yes, please.
Okay. Yes, please. Look at this amazing Alpha. Absolutely glorious light beige interior, and it is just an absolute work of art, as is this Maserati that's right here. And you know, we just walked in, so there's plenty more stuff to see, but I mean, there's the Rivera is over there. One of the classes here, Cars of Ganassi, and this Cadillac V is just glorious. You know, racing is fun and all. I'm more of a street car kind of guy, but I mean, you've got all these race prepped Ford GTs over here too, which I know more about than these things that like Mario Andretti used to drive. Beautiful GT LMs, and it's just a beautiful background, but obviously these have been driven and used. Very, very cool. Oh wow, look at this Superbird. I know Uvi was just here looking at this, but now I'm looking at it. Oh, look at the wings, but do it for Dale. Raise hail, praise Dale. All these NASCAR race cars here in a row are just phenomenal. Wow, this is just amazing, and you can see why the wing was so high. The deck lid actually clears it. You can open the trunk. And oh wow, these are awesome. All the Petty colors. Oh wow. Petty Enterprises, yep. STP 43. These were before my time, but I definitely grew up seeing pictures of these. The Racer's Edge 1972 Charger. Very, very nice. You're telling me that this is a fancy Ferrari, right? P3/P4? P4, right. Okay. And it's actually, yeah. It's actually inspected and registered in the state of New York. That's hilarious. This is road legal in New York State.
This is probably Glickenhaus.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot they're from upstate New York. But yeah, I mean, it's got a valid inspection sticker. That is awesome. 1967 P3/4, yep. The Daytona section. Yeah, there's a lot of fun things here that we're going to be going over, so stay tuned, because the day just started and we just walked down the field. 917. Look at how high how high the engine hood is up there. Wow. Of course, I saw one of these at Brumos recently, but this in Gulf colors is just fantastic, and it's Bruce Canepa's, and of course that 911 is in the proper Brumos colors. So there are some Brumos cars here, but I don't think I would be able to get in and out of that. So this is actually not Brumos. This has a similar color scheme, but this is Gunnar Racing. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. I mean, all of these are just beautiful 935. No, that's a 2.8. Oh, well, this is an 82. Look at the NACA ducts, and the little tiny mirrors, but you had mirrors. Oh, this is so cool. Oh, this is that. What's that?
Remember the racing last year from the 935s?
Yeah. Well, you were the class host. Yeah. This should have been AJ Foyt. Yeah, all those names.
Yeah.
Wow. Brumos. 718 RSK. Wow. Very, very cool car. Wow. Love it. And then this rare aluminum 49-356. I have seen some of these 20 plus years ago. I went to Gmünd where Porsche, you know, started building cars, so I might have actually seen this one there, but that was in the days before lots of cameras, and that was when you had to have your film developed. I'm like, wow, this is awesome as well. Beautiful, beautiful 1960 RS60. I always love the lights down here in the front, the little driving lights they have. But I've got to come back to this because, I mean, just the screwed on with slotted screws covers they put on this to make it more aerodynamic. And then the leather hood straps that are bolted on. What a cool ride that is. 1952 Porsche Type 540. This is it just looks unusual because of the wheel openings. Weiden in der Oberpfalz, interesting place. Oh, that must be the coach work. Look at that beautiful dove gray interior, tiny little steering wheel. I'm sorry, there's no smelly vision because that leather just smells so perfect, so good. Oh, beautiful car. It's a 55 aluminum Porsche with a, I guess that keeps the rain off you. This wing is, what is up with this wing? It's crazy. It looks like it's adjustable. It's definitely an adjustable wing. Oh, wow. This has been a Goodwood. What a very cool car this is. It's so strange looking because of that wing on top of the driver. And the struts that hold up the wing are pretty immense. They have to be. Very cool. And it's actually got a tag on it. An RSK 718, but as Chris just pointed out, this is very rare because it is a center driving position car. You can see there's a cutout here to where it would normally be left-hand drive, but it's not. It's a center seat car, and that's why it's very rare, and that is why it's here. One of the things they're having this year for the first time is the Japanese class, and this is a 65 Honda S600, and I don't know that I've ever seen one in person. I know that Car Pervert in the UK has had one. I think he sold it, and his was red. Beautiful. I mean, it is, and he's tall like me. That is a tiny car. Tiny car.
Oh, really?
And so it's kind of the first time that there have been any real Japanese cars here. Here's a Toyota Sports 800. Also, just absolute tiny car. Ooh. Isuzu 1970 Texas plate. So this was, well, no, it wasn't sold here because it's right-hand drive. 1600 GT. Very neat little car. Bellet. I like the external mounted hinges there on the deck lid. Ooh. And the car that everybody wants to look at, of course, the Toyota 2000 GT. I did see one of these at Desertland. They have the James Bond one with the top cut off. It was the only one that was made into a convertible for that movie. I mean, it is probably the most beautiful Japanese car ever made, at least in my opinion. Those headlights flip up, and in front, if I can get around without blocking people taking that picture. If you can see the front of the car here, it's got the driving lights in the front, but it does have headlights that pop up as well. 1967. Rare. Another 1967, this Mazda Cosmo, one of the first rotary powered cars. And it's right-hand drive, but it has a beautiful, very 1960s houndstooth interior, center gas tank filler. That's cool. Malamute Auto Museum. It's very futuristic looking, and of course there's a very futuristic power plant because and then the good quote, of course, I thought Wankel invented a rotary engine. Well, he did. Obviously you have to stop and see a Mercedes 300 SL Roadster because these are glorious. Just perfection. Dual coiled. I mean, that's pretty high tech for that time. And a beautiful interior with the horn ring that doubles as the turn signals. And oh no, it's done. Oh wow, look at the trunk. This is a 1952 Fiat with an Abarth badge on it, but I think it was a different name at the time. Twin carbs. Oh, it does say Abarth there on the crossover. Look at this. Two-tone black and dark gray with a red interior, and it is stunning. Yeah, Pirelli yellow label tires and those beautiful hubcaps. And then right next to it, of course, is another Seata. Okay. I don't know if the paint color will come out as well as it does in person. I'll try to do it this way, maybe get some sun on it. It is a deep green and the saddle leather interior. What an incredibly gorgeous color combination this thing is. It is just It's just spectacular. Wow. This is gorgeous. It's from this angle it looks more blue than green, but I'll leave it up to you, loyal viewers. Celebrating the 70th anniversary of Ferrari, you have things like this beautiful 1949 166 mm that the photographers are going nuts over. It is absolutely beautiful. Super Leggera, and this beautiful leather and corduroy interior and leather on the dash. The gear stick is in Roman numerals. How awesome is that? I'm gonna get a little bit better picture of the front end now that they've moved on from, looks like somebody's retrofitted a electric fan, but it makes total sense. You don't want to burn this up. And then the stitching is just fantastic on this car. Look at all the red Ferraris. Rosso Corsa as far as the eye can see. Look at the driving lights in the front of this 250 GT Berlinetta. Fantastically beautiful car. Absolutely quintessential Ferrari. Back here to the trunk, held on with the leather straps. And a beautiful aluminum fuel filler cap. We're just getting started, y'all. Wow, that is glorious. That is the biggest one I have ever seen of those badges. Glorious. It's still a little bit of mist here. It's still early. It's just not quite 10 o'clock yet. Let's see if we got 1962. You've got the older style taillights on this one. Beautiful car. 1963 California Spider. That is just glorious. Now we're starting to get into more modern, later 60s cars. You can see the interior is a little bit more modern. You know, they've got leather, they've got wood, make it a little bit nicer and more luxurious. And these have the beautiful covered headlamps, 275 GTB4. Still a little mist on them. Still early here. Ooh, a Daytona. This is cool. They've got some kids who won some things in there. All gonna get in a picture with the Daytona. Look, there's still so many red Ferraris. 1985 512i Berliner Boxer. Saw one of these yesterday. I don't think it was this one, but more interestingly, of course, is the 288 GTO, which came out of that vehicle. These are not sold officially in the U.S., so this was either a gray market import or it came here after the 25-year import rule. But while we're here, obviously, you have to look at the F40 that's parked next to it. See, this is 1990. David McNeil is the owner. I'm surprised that there are not more people looking at this one. Now, the older ones, of course, are glorious and storied, but this is arguably one of the best cars ever made, hands down, period. You're not going to argue with me about that because you're wrong. F40. And of course, the F50 was a fantastic car too, but I'm sorry, this is much better looking. And also, if you disagree with that, you're also wrong. Nearjet. that's pretty good. That's pretty good. It definitely is a Nearjet. These Enzos have the cool nose that came off of the F1 cars before they went to the really, you know, they all kind of look the same now in the super hypercar world. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but this is the Ferrari. I think one of these sold yesterday for like $3 million here at the auction, but you're paying for the worst name ever, but an awesome car. And here is a 2020 Ferrari Monza. You're definitely going to get some bugs in your teeth if you're driving this. Look at the carbon ceramic brakes, this beautiful side strakes, and then of course you can remove that cover if you want to have another person in the car, but you know, what a glorious thin line of taillights along the back. Very, very cool. This lovely thing is a Dupont, and it's a blown out wooden frame one, but you don't know what a Dupont is, so I'm going to school you on Dupont. The Dupont was a car made specifically for the Dupont family. They made 50 of them. You couldn't buy them unless you're a member of the Dupont family. So they were made in Delaware, of course, and they were made specifically to people who, to their custom ideas. So yeah, that's what a Dupont is. Big, heavy, fancy, beautiful car, very technologically advanced. As you can see the gears there for the window cranks, and you can see the springs in the seat and the drive running gear. This is really cool. I found the three-wheeled section. Saw these Davises the other day downtown. This is Wayne Carini's three-wheel Davis. And they only made 13 of these Davises. They're made in LA. If you look across this bench seat, you're supposed to be able to fit 4 people in there, but it's a three-wheel car. And three-wheel cars, of course, are not exactly, you know, the most stable. So this is Myron's. Okay. So Myron has a fantastic collection of amazing and weird cars up in Ohio, and I'm hoping to meet him here. We missed meeting each other last year here at this event, and so hopefully we can. Look at that. Look at the wheel hump is in the middle of the floor. That's hilarious and crazy, and I love it. And this company did not last very long, but you can see there's 5 of them here. That's awesome. And then this prototype Davis personnel carrier. So it's like a Jeep with only one front wheel. That seems like a bad idea in wartime. I've got to come back to Myron's. It's goes by Junkman356, I believe, on most social media. So check him out. He has some awesome stuff. And of course, this one. You can see this. This is one from the Lane Museum. I've seen this one in person because I've been to the Lane Museum a couple times. Also worth going to. But you can see this one's you know, it's a museum piece. It's not driven as much probably, and you know, the paint and everything is probably original, which is great. You can see what these look like in 1948 when they were made. This is just so cool.
I love open wheel racing.
Please don't drink every time I say cool, because you're gonna have to be taken to the hospital. I know it's a fun drinking game and all, but I don't do it. If you watched my video from yesterday, we got to see this unveiled. This is the new Hispano-Suiza Carmen. It's purple carbon fiber weave. The weave is really well done. I like the logo a lot. Of course, it's a really old school thing. And it's got white and purple trimmed interior, which goes along well with that. And it's got an old school grille up front with the logo. This brand was just revived after decades of not existing. What do y'all think? Let me know in the comments below. I like it better today than I did yesterday. It's growing on me. But yeah, let me know. I spy with my little eye a Koenigsegg, CCX. I don't know that I've ever seen a Koenigsegg in person, which is always fun to see. A Swedish supercar with a little ghost on it, because it's made in the factory where they made, or it was made in the factory that was one of the hangars for part of the Swedish Air Force, and that was their logo. Wow, this is a center wiper. Very cool. These are coming up on, okay, it's a 2008. I was gonna say these are coming up on 15 years old, and I'm not too far off. That's nice. The McMurk that we saw the other day. Ooh, and a spiker. Hold on, let's go take a look at that. I love a good McMurk, and this one's got the red leather, the black metallic. Really nice stuff. But we're here for the crazy Dutch car, the Spiker. Definitely have never seen one of these in person. I know DeMuro got to drive one of these in California, and of course, incredibly jealous, but beautiful interior of this car. Look at how the gear shift linkage moves. It's on that rod and moves back and forth, and it's got the little ball joint there. Just beautiful fit and finish. Crazy, rare, strange, awesome. All of those words to describe this. 2007. A grill and the little badge. Wow. Hood scoop, or roof scoop, yeah. I got a chance to get over here to the front of the McMurk. You can see that. The F1 style pointing front end. Beautiful car. And the interior is, you know, it's Mercedes of the time, but it's still very high quality and nice. This, folks, is a 2005 Porsche Carrera GT. I've definitely never seen one of these in person. Speaking of the other Doug, again, this is his favorite car of all time. I can't fault him for that. It's an amazing ride. Tennessee tag. It's interesting. It's just beautiful the way they have sculpted the lines of this car over the engine bay. This one has obviously won an award. Silver, looks like. Great car. And in a fantastic color. A lot of these came in silver, and they kind of blend in silver. You know, they don't look that distinctive when they're like just silver. But in this red, wow. You gotta believe this is one of the best cars ever made. Here's a Sergio Pininfarina 2014 Ferrari. So this must be a one-off, because I don't remember that model name. Yeah, it's called a Sergio. It's from the barn in Miami. Okay, well, these are probably all from Miami. And then up here's the Glickenhaus, and oh, and there is Mr. Glickenhaus. I saw this one yesterday. It has a fantastic interior. Just, I mean, just crazy how the interior is in this, but it's awesome. I bumped into YouTube Auto Memes. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Give a shout out for your for what you do.
YouTube Auto Memes on Instagram. Follow me and make fun of a lot of the the famous YouTubers and stuff, including Doug.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, follow me on Instagram.
Yeah, please do. Y'all saw my video from yesterday. This amazing Countach is in it, but these are all of the Lincolns because it is the 100th anniversary of Lincoln, and so you've got this beautiful blue. Oh, I mean, it's just immaculate, beautiful car. 32, and then one of my personal favorites, of course, the Suicide Door Connie. This is, I mean, they're just so far ahead of their time. It became very popularized because of the Entourage show, where they, of course, the boys all show up at the beginning of every scene in that, or every episode with that. Zephyr, so these were V12s, yep. See the V12 badge right there. Then we go back in time to 1924. I mean, the black and the green and the pinstriping. And the little running lights, very cool. This Zephyr was downtown the other day. If you watch my parade video, you will see this in it. It drove downtown. It has these awesome teardrop headlights. And then we get up to the early 50s. This is a Capri Convertible. I believe the Capri was the base model. I'm not entirely certain. But I mean, they just look at the back of this. Look at those taillights. These were never as popular, or maybe even not as well made as the Cadillacs of the era were. But nevertheless, they're a fantastic car. And finally, these Continentals. I mean, they're like the Eldorados. They were basically made to spec. Very, very expensive car. You can see the inlet there for the rear trunk mounted air conditioning, which is the way they were in the early 50s. Beautiful car. Silver Ghosts. Well, there's a beautiful Packard, but no, this one has won an award already. Fantastic. Silver Ghost, beautiful car. So much attention to detail. These things will run and run and run and run, so that a large portion of the ones that were built are still around. Of course, there was a Rolls, so there are not too many that were built in the first place, but I think take a look at the beautiful engine. Steering box there with the RR on it. Wow. You gotta love a Royce. Oh, and look, here's another one. That little child seat there. I mean, you'd have to be a child to fit in that.
Honey, let's get the kids in the car and
yeah, put them in that seat. Yeah. Here's a 1914 Ghost. See the Spirit of Ecstasy on the bonnet, of course. And the beautiful interior. Wow. Button tufted leather. This one is much more luxurious than the others, but I love the engine bonnet and all of the brass of these brass area cars. They just keep on going. Here's another 1914, and here's another 1914, and here's 1915, and then I think this is the last one in the class down here. And it's got the louvered grille. That's a 23, that's why. Some of these were made in Springfield, Massachusetts, and I'm not sure if you can tell how, because I think they were all right-hand drive anyway. They were like complete knockdown kits that were shipped over and they were assembled in Massachusetts. Oh, the Ferraris are making noise. A lot of noise. On another note, a 1956 Packard Caribbean Convertible. One of my favorite cars of all time. It's just a good-looking car. Hooded, lights. They all had this tri-color scheme going on. The Caribbean name, of course. Back here, you have the dual antennas, and just the color combination on this. Push-button automatic transmission, and the beautiful engine turn dash. Wow, very, very beautiful car. And then down to the down to the wires. But look at the color combination flowing down the sides of this and that man's pants.
Of this car, because this is the most powerful Ferrari street Ferrari ever built. The Ferrari Monza, he deserves, he doesn't have a Honda, he deserves a
I believe this is Bill Warner, the creator of the Amelia Concours, who is driving. Yes, it does look like him. Awesome. I could not come here and not show some of the Duesenbergs. There's another Doozy over here, but they're similar enough that I can show this one off, and you can know what a Duesenberg is. They're just a beautiful car. You've got a rumble seat back here. You have this very unique lockable wheel hub, and there's this awesome tool that fits on this, and you can unlock that and take the wheel off. It doesn't have regular lug bolts like you'd expect. Very tight, small cabin as it angles forward with the line of the hood. These were absolutely works of art, absolutely ahead of their time. Double overhead camshafts, 4 valves per cylinder, and just a really beautiful car. Now, the Duesenberg brothers made cars before this, where they did their own coach work, and they were a little odd looking. These, I mean, look at that dashboard. Oh, I wish you could smell the leather. It is glorious. Doozy. 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 Oh, this one's an enclosed car.
Simplicity of
Yeah.
this.
Oh, the chauffeur's seat. Although these were drivable cars, but this one's an enclosed top. Oh wow! Even these windows roll down. That's pretty cool. All of the other ones are cabriolets. Wow. I like the enclosed top one. That one you could actually use in bad weather. Although I'm sure the top is actually leather because they couldn't stamp metal that big back then. They didn't have a way to stamp metal that big. Oh, I came back over to the Challenger and he's going to start it. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. Oh yes. This is going to sound so good. I'm not seeing the negative battery terminals pulled.
Oh, yep. Hold on.
I found your starting issue.
Hold on. Almost
there we go.
There we go. We're good. We're on now. It is a little rich, so I'm going to move over.
I like your price. So good. Y'all, I so do. Oh, I'm this way. Sorry, you go. Y'all, this has been an amazing weekend. I'm so happy I got to introduce some new people to new cars like this new Hispano-Suiza that we saw unveiled yesterday. But thanks so much for watching. It is hot and I am tired and the day is coming to an end. And we are going to bail on this 2022 Concours Elegance here at the Amelia. But thanks so much for watching. This whole weekend's been so much fun. I've had so many videos up. There's so much loud music coming out of there. And yeah, once again, hit subscribe to see more fun stuff from Doug's Cars. As soon as possible, I will be making more videos because I love doing this. I love bringing this all to y'all. It was so cool to once again meet Hoovy, Ed, and Tavares. And there's a picture of us together. Tyler was like, "What? Haven't you already taken pictures with us before?" I have, but it's always good to know that the big time YouTubers actually know who I am, because I'm not one of them, not yet. But you can help. Hit subscribe. Thanks so much for watching the weekend at Amelia, and I hope y'all have a great day. Toronado. Man, this thing is cool. FE3 suspension package.